Chapter 7: Selecting your approach. The situation. Different situations always affect the leadership needs of a group. Under a normal situation or a normal one for your group, other factors decide leadership methods. These other factors would include the personality of your group and your own personality, but changes in the situation bring other changes. Your knowledge of his fact together with situation changes in approach can help you solve your difficulties, which might otherwise cause a major failure. There will also be changes in the amount of work that has to be done in any organization. Indeed, it is this element of change that largely creates the need for leadership. As a leader, you must help your group change as the demands made upon it change. Remember that a change in the conditions or surroundings in which your group acts does not in itself demand an immediate change in your leadership method. Your normal approach might be suitable to the requirements of this change. Also, each leadership method is flexible in itself. You have enough freedom to deal with most situations, both by your manner of using a method and by the variety of ways that methods can be applied. But major changes in your group's situation do require a reconsideration of your methods. Here are some examples of the kinds of changes that may occur and the new approaches that may be required. Dealing with unusual situations. Some situations require immediate action in the case of a fire. For example, the manager will tell people what to do. Whatever this manager's normal method of dealing with his workers is. In this case, the most natural approach is the autocratic one. There are other examples of a situation requiring a different kind of leadership. A company required to fill several rush orders must work quickly and effective. There is a need for great effort, rapid exchange of ideas, and close attention of the group to its activity. There is a direct connection between the amount of work required in a situation and a feeling by a group that it needs firmer guidance. People expect, even demands, strong leadership when there is much work to be done. When there is less work, the, the opposite tends to be true. That is, that is, the workers do not want strong leadership in a very important situation. The approach required for effective leadership and The approach designed by the group are usually the same. Degree of control. The amount of control used on a group differs under each of the three leadership methods. The greatest amount of control is needed under the autocratic method, the less under the freewheeling method. Leadership methods change with increased work. It is interesting that the leader who is ordinarily autocratic tends to become more autocratic in situations requiring immediate attention. Dealing with disagreements within the group. The director of a small company once told this story. He had always felt very close to his people. He had tried to much as possible to create a feeling of equality among them. He had meetings to discuss company problems, and at this meeting he had given everyone a chance to speak. He had always been proud of his relationship with his workers. Then recently he had a dis- disagreement with one of his assistants. As a result of this, his workers divided themselves into two groups. One group favored his assistants, the other favored him. Suddenly he was puzzled. He felt unable to take any action at all. He tried to conduct his business as usual, but he could not do so. A group meeting, he received no cooperation from the individuals who opposed him. His former friendly relations with them had disappeared. According to this example, the forces causing a change are not necessarily outside forces. Change within a group, just as the disagreement the disagreements just described can be very important and possibly affect the attitude of the entire group. In this case, uh, the director of the company finally found a solution. It was based on a new opinion of needs created by a new situation. He changed from his former democratic approach to an autocratic one. He became very firm in in his situa- attitude. In his attitude, he stated his views clearly, and he explained his reason for these views. Finally, he stated that this view would be the ones accepted by the company. He had been guided in his reconsideration of method by three rules. First, decide whether or not your normal method is producing or will produce satisfactorily. Results in the present situation. Second, try to look ahead and Think of the possible results of change method and finally compare and adjust the value of the results. In the example described above, the democratic approach was no longer effective with the hostility and distrust, dividing the group by changing to the autocratic method and using his full authority as leader. There was some hope for success in the future. Unfortunately, these actions are not as simple as they seem, not with the above. For example, that perhaps the the continuation of the democratic method might in time have eased the, the group differences for the department manager, but how would he know? Vacantly, you have no choice. You have to choose between continuing steadily in your present method or decide the best approach for your group on the basis of your knowledge of the group. Dealing with uncertainty sometimes because of a change your group is experiencing. No one knows that what the result of change will be. Department manager may face this kind of problem. For example, during his company's reorganization, people are unsure of the facts and are afraid of what the organization the reorganization will mean to them. They need resilience. In a situation of this kind, relationships between leaders and group members generally require a change in the most simple form. This is shown by the actions one of top director during the period of reorganization. For some weeks, there was doubt concerning the fate of the company. No one knew what would happen to it. During all this time, the director made a great effort to be with his worker as much as possible. The more present of the leadership, the leader during period of uncertainty can help the group to deal with its anxiety. This personal relationship can frequently offer more result reassurance than any written messages. อ่านเนี่ยตายแหละ